Now, I had a friend who told me years ago, like 3 years ago, we were literally having dinner, and he said, man, I've seen the craziest game, bro. He goes, one time I was chilling and I got a call that Puff wanted me to come over. This is all allegedly. He says 3 years ago, wanted me to come over, pull up. I pulled up, and yo, he wanted me to like play with Cassie's and this, this.
Jason Lee just revealed what Stevie J has been hiding about Diddy, and it traces back to Jason's time at Revolt TV, when he was still attending Diddy's birthday parties and moving comfortably in that world. But the real story, the one that matters, begins 3 years before all the lawsuits and the police raids. Jason was sitting at a fancy dinner in New York when a friend of his, a male model, dropped by and told him a wild, dark story. This friend said Diddy invited him over and set up a situation with his then-girlfriend Cassie, and that they filmed it. Now, I want you to think about that moment. Really picture it. Your friend tells you something that shocking, that serious. What does Jason do? Well, he did nothing. He brushed it off. He decided the guy was probably lying, or chasing fame, or just making up a crazy fantasy story for clout. Why? Because in that moment, the whole world around Diddy was shiny and powerful, and it made a story like that seem impossible to believe. But that feeling of disbelief didn't last forever. Because fast forward to November of 2023, and Cassie got the courage to file a bombshell lawsuit, detailing in writing years of alleged abuse. By March of 2024, Diddy had federal agents with guns and bulletproof vests raid Diddy's huge mansions in LA and Miami. Then, there was the video from the hotel surveillance video that showed Diddy, in nothing but a towel, chasing Cassie down the hallway, throwing her and kicking her.
Courtroom. Let me just set the scene. His kids and family, mom and everybody is sitting in the courtroom as people were talking about how they got peed on. Despite Daniels' claims, Cassie later detested the urination acts, testifying, "I didn't want it. It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men." Now, she alleged that
for Jason Lee, that video changed everything. It was solid proof. It was a key that unlocked all the whispers he'd been hearing for years. Suddenly, that crazy story from the dinner 3 years earlier didn't sound so crazy anymore. It sounded true. So Jason did something important. He went back, found that model he ignored years ago, and he apologized, saying that he was wrong for not listening to him.
This is all allegedly, but at the time when he said it, I really thought he was just crazy being a clout chaser.
That's his thing, though.
And then full circle, I had to call him. I went back to New York for something. I pulled up on him and I said, "I'm sorry," because what he said lined up.
Can I ask you?
That apology was huge, because what we would find out, and what's probably now the reason why Stevie J is so loyal to Diddy, is probably because of a code. Think about it like the no snitching code from the hood. But in the kind of circles Diddy operates and controls, it's allegedly called the silent code. The old classic rule of the world of the uber rich, where you see nothing, you hear nothing. From that point on, word on the street was Jason stopped just listening to stories. He started searching for them. And as he dug deeper, one person's name kept coming up. Not because they were talking too much, but because they're talking too little. Because every word they said was carefully chosen. That person is Stevie J, Diddy's oldest friend, his most loyal soldier. And from everything we've seen so far, he's ride or die.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean, you know.
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29.
Down here at Pura Vida by my pad, run into the man right here. What's up? Miami's like that. Yeah. It's a movie.
To understand Stevie J, to understand how and why his loyalty is bone deep, you just gotta hear the excuse he gave for Diddy after that awful video of Cassie came out. Because even as Diddy was getting arrested on serious federal charges, Stevie stood by him.
You talked about this. You said that Diddy was on a lot of when this happened.
I kind of figured that based off just him having conversations with me about the whole scenario of what went down.
Well, you said when you saw the video, it really threw me. But after I saw the video, I went and saw him in Miami. We had a conversation. I let him know how affected you were by that. You know, I didn't know he had that in him to do that.
Now, the first thought that should go through anyone's head is, why would he do that? Why stand by a man the whole world is turning against? Well, one answer is because their history is everything. Stevie J is the musical genius behind so many of the bad boy hits you love. From Puff Daddy's first big album to songs for the notorious B.I.G. and Faith Evans, Stevie's fingerprints are all over the music. Diddy told him straight up at the very beginning, "I'll be the plug, the connection, the power. You be the music." And that's the deal they've had for over 30 years. Stevie makes the art, Diddy builds the empire and brings the money. Stevie's whole identity, his career, his paycheck, is tied to that man.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, that's all I know is a dude who's introducing me to all. You know how many artists you named? He introducing me to all that. Like, yo, we gonna be getting busy. We on private jets flying and working with different artists, from Mariah to Bey to Jay to Beyonce. We just flying around working, and I didn't see that. So when I saw that video, I was as shocked as you was.
Now, Jason Lee isn't guessing about how this world works. He lived it. He's shared stories from inside the castle walls. One of the scariest was from a night at Diddy's own house. Jason was there as a guest. He saw Diddy and thought, "Let me get a photo," which was a normal thing to ask, right? But Diddy snapped, and he got right in Jason's face and growled a warning. "Don't try no funny with me, or it'll be a problem."
You know, he said some off-the-wall shit at his house. That was a threat, but it wasn't like a threat that I thought at the time, like he's gonna carry out and do something. He just basically, you know, he had a little too much to drink, and I think I was taking a picture in his house, and I said, "You want to get in the picture?" And he walked up and he just said, "Don't try no funny with me, because I'm not that."
In Diddy's defense, Jason says Diddy was drunk, but the threat was 100% real. It showed a deep paranoia. Diddy was allegedly terrified of any camera, any phone, anything he didn't control himself, and he didn't want proof of anything leaving his house. But the control went even deeper, and it affected everyone, even the biggest stars. Jason says at the biggest, most exclusive parties, there was one ironclad rule: no outside security. I mean, think about this. Guests like Beyonce and Jay-Z were reportedly there. These are people who have bodyguards with them 24/7. But at Diddy's door, they had to leave their protection outside. You walked in alone. You were in Diddy's world, under Diddy's rules, protected only by his people. That's a power move. It makes everyone a little less safe, and him a lot more in charge. That is the world Stevie J has not just lived in, but has allegedly helped protect for 3 decades. And listen, Stevie has admitted to seeing the dark side. He talked about meeting Diddy right after the Cassie video exploded. He said Diddy was crushed and hurt. But you have to listen carefully to the words. Hurt about what? Was he hurt that he attacked Cassie? Or was he hurt that the world saw it? Or was he just sorry he got caught? Well, no one but Puff will know for sure. But none of the answers to those questions will answer why Stevie J is so loyal to Diddy. And that's why the answer can only come if you look elsewhere, to the lawsuit that made so much noise and got buried so quickly. We almost forgot it existed. The Lil Rod lawsuit by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones.
Listen, Diddy's producer Lil Rod, who said he would fall asleep or be drugged and then wake up sore.
In February 2024, Lil Rod filed a federal lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. Lil Rod had worked with Diddy on the Love album, Off the Grid, and said he spent more than a year living with him, traveling in his homes in New York, Miami, and Los Angeles, and even on a yacht. In his complaint, Jones claimed Diddy him, and forced him into situations far beyond normal producer duties. He also said Diddy told him to hire workers of the night and to participate in acts he was uncomfortable with while on Diddy's property. But what's probably more important about this lawsuit is that Lil Rod didn't just name Diddy. It named members of his circle and operations, including Diddy's son, Justin Dior Combs, and others associated with his studios and entourage, including Stevie J. In the lawsuit's details, Jones alleged that Diddy tried to groom him into engaging in intercourse with fellow producer Stevie J by promising career rewards if he complied. That claim was part of a lengthy civil complaint that included multiple serious accusations, including distribution on the premises and illicit behavior at parties. A judge later dismissed several parts of Lil Rod's case, including the racketeering, RICO, and breach of contract claims, and other civil claims against Diddy's company. But the core allegations of and certain trafficking-related claims were allowed to proceed in court, meaning those specific charges are still active and unresolved.
I haven't been charged with shit. Y'all painting this picture of me to be a monster.
Well, he has been charged.
I mean, he hasn't been
convicted.
He hasn't been convicted.
He has been charged.
All right.
Just keep it
he
fair.
hasn't been convicted.
Correct. No, he's innocent until proven guilty.
There's still a lot that is going to get exposed. And who knows, maybe one day, Stevie J will step into the light with the truth. But for now, I want to know what you think. Is Jason Lee right about Stevie J hiding the truth about Diddy? Or are we just making a whole lot of fuss out of nothing? Drop your thoughts in the comments.